Hi guys, here we are, MMA UK News. Obviously myself, Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about Evolution of Combat 11. Evolution of Combat 11 is going to be this Saturday, the 19th of February. Now, it's going to be at Maryhill Community Halls. That's in Glasgow. First fight, I believe, is 5:30, so we just got that announced. So it's going to be 5:30. So I believe the doors will be open 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish. So make sure you're in the venue, get your seats. It is a sellout, so it's been completely sold out. So I keep saying, stop messaging Dan Hope, because he's still getting messages on a daily basis looking for tickets. There is none available, guys. Some fighters might be lucky to have a couple left, which I very much doubt. So yeah, none available whatsoever. So the only place you're going to be able to see this event is going to be on pay-per-view. So get yourself onto the Evolution of Combat Facebook page and check out live MMA. And you can get the pay-per-view directly from there. £9.99. It's going to give you obviously some grappling matches. You're going to have some kickboxing, K1 kickboxing, and then rounding the night off with MMA, which is going to be headlined by Sean Clancy Jr. and Aaron Leo. So great night of events coming up on Saturday. So I'm absolutely buzzing to be at Evolution of Combat. It's always a great event, a great atmosphere, and Maryhill Community Halls is an absolutely fantastic venue. So my guest tonight is going to be on the show that night. It's going to be David Nash, Marcus Nardini, BJJ is going to be up against Philip Tam, Philip Lam. I think it's Philip Tam. So they two are going to be up against each other in a grappling match. You're going to be first on the card as well, David.
Oh, that's perfect. I love being on first. You can enjoy the rest of the night.
So first person on, and it means, as I said, you get to enjoy it. You get to sit back and chill and watch the rest of the event.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Turn up at 5 o'clock, get changed, warm up, fight by half, having a beer by 6.
That's a good night, mate. A very good night. So David's one of my teammates. Obviously, me and David trained together. Well, when I say trained together, I've not trained in a few months. So David's not really seen me much, apart from obviously on Facebook. But yeah, listen, we trained together. Absolutely love training with David. As I say, he brings something a little bit different. I'd say anytime we roll, he's always pushing the pace. Even though I think I outweigh him by about maybe 20, 30 kilos. But that doesn't stop him, man. He comes and he's always coming and kicking my ass. Yeah, always kicking my ass.
Strongest guy in the gym, though, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I can throw about the big guys. So it's not too bad.
Definitely. So obviously you're training, then, David. How's everything going with you training-wise, then?
Yeah, so just being consistent, Stu. So training as much as you can every week. Putting a big focus into my strength and conditioning as well. I was quite consistent with competitions last year towards the end of the year, basically. Look at the different tournaments and that. Where I want to go down is actually at the submission only route. So I do a lot more no-gi nowadays, but I still get obviously a bit of gi in as well. Keep the boss happy. But training's going good. Feeling fit, feeling strong. I'm in 30 now as well, so I'm also getting older, but I'm feeling fitter and stronger, so it's actually quite good.
Yeah. And that's one thing. I mean, you're always training. I mean, you're always keeping active, especially your job as well. I mean, you need to keep fit for your job. But yeah, you're always doing, whether it's whether you're training jiu-jitsu or you're doing weights or you mentioned CrossFit and things like that. So you're always kept busy.
Yeah. So usually sort of first thing in the morning, I'm in doing my CrossFit sessions. I'll probably get a bit of stick at the gym for saying CrossFit anyway. And then night times I'm down doing jiu-jitsu. Usually about 2 hours minimum. And then usually try, if I'm not working on weekends, get to the comp classes and then spend a bit of time with my missus. Otherwise she'll go mental at me.
Yeah. And one thing as well, I mean, anybody who's got David on Facebook, David's in phenomenal shape, absolutely phenomenal shape. And
oh god!
But you look at a lot of his pictures, and he's always eating. He's always fucking. He's got a beer or a drink or something, and he's always out enjoying himself. Yet he's in fucking phenomenal shape.
Yeah, it's something I've actually doing recently this month. So I've been wearing a heart rate monitor when I've been rolling, and I've been getting calories I've been burning. And it actually works out perfectly with this little fight, because I've got to lose about 2.5 kilos, so I've got a kilo left, so it's fine. So it's not hard at all. So I've been kind of looking at my calorie expenditure and then looking at my diet. So I'm on about 3,000 calories a day, kind of keeps my energy levels good for the next morning to train again. And I notice a difference if I have like say it's like complex carbohydrates and all sort of stuff at night times before I eat, or just have like a Chinese. Sometimes I feel just the same. My weight doesn't change that much either. So it's almost like a little science experiment I'm doing this month.
Yeah. What about so obviously let's say you go in for a session, you do an hour's rolling. Obviously, wearing the heart rate monitor and measuring how many calories does it burn for you in a typical hour session?
Averaging doing say 6 minutes on, 1 minute off, you're averaging about 800 calories just for the hour. And then for the say it's like an hour drilling session, you're usually about 300 to 400. So I think the most I've done is about 1500. Wow. Yeah, so it's mental as well because like you don't realize how much you're burning off when you're actually training jiu-jitsu. But it's just constant cardio if you think about it.
Yeah. And what about your heart rate? How high does the heart rate go up when you're rolling?
Usually sat at about the 80%, unless I'm rolling with like Big Mark or something for Gav or something like that. And I'm up in like 90%. Biting the highest has been is biting that 191, I think, roughly.
Wow.
Which is pretty much 100%. But you can notice it in my fitness because I'm learning where I can kind of sort of slow down a bit, or I can push a bit harder because I can actually see my heart rate monitor on my phone as well, which is quite good.
Yeah. I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, that's something that obviously, like, for anybody going in and training jiu-jitsu, they never know. Because there's always that thing, how many calories do you burn when you're rolling, or what's your heart rate get to? And nobody really knew, or nobody know. I mean, some people probably know, but it's interesting to see, obviously, as much as 1,500 calories just in a one training session.
So, I mean, it's like, if you want to be training twice a day, so like 7-10 times a week, if you're not eating the right foods or anything like that, you're going down pretty quick. So,
yeah.
Working that, but
mate, it's awesome. That's where a lot of stuff coming in now. Whereas obviously years ago, when I first started training, I mean, there wasn't anything where, I mean, there was probably some people were doing it, right? But nobody really looked into it, like the nutrition and the science behind it. You're talking about measuring calories and stuff like that. Whereas now, everything's a lot more athletic now. So people are obviously starting to realise the things that they do outside jiu-jitsu helps with you being on the mats.
When you look at jiu-jitsu now, it's becoming a lot more popular. Look at people like Nicky Rodriguez, who's a massive emphasis on his like sort of strength and conditioning. But then you've got like little tiny guys going in and fight. Like, don't do any sort of cardio, weight training at all. All they do is roll. So you kind of find a style that kind of works for you. I find training a lot of strength and power and things like that ups your game like massively, especially sort of like a game like mine where I like to be quite aggressive. But if you like to sit back and chill out, then I don't know, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, you look at, if you remember, we had Kyle Terra and Mikey Musumeci over. And Mikey said he's never lifted a weight in his life. No. And he was fucking ripped, man. He six pack, and do you know what I mean? And he was strong, man. He was really, really strong. So
all he seems to do is eat pasta and pizza. And absolutely shredded.
Pasta, pizza, and sweets as well. Wherever he goes, he gets sweets from everywhere. We try to get him to eat haggis, but he's like, the next time I come over to Glasgow, we'll get some haggis.
You're gonna get all the Daisy Fresh guys to try that.
we're gonna take. I think we're gonna take them to Marco's restaurant, La Fiorentina.
Right, awesome.
And Marco does what's called a Braveheart pizza, right? And it's a haggis pizza. So that's not the Daisy Fresh guys, man. They're all coming over for some haggis pizza. Do you know what I mean? They don't know it yet. But man, every one of them is going to be trying haggis on the night. So we'll make sure they get some before they go. And then, what about you then? Evolution of Combat 11. So obviously coming up on Saturday. How did you find out then you were going to be on the card, David?
A few weeks ago, Jack Brown was just asking on the group who basically wants a fight. My plan this year is basically to try and fight as much as possible, be it submission only or tournaments. So as soon as he asked that, put my name forward. I didn't really hear anything for a couple of weeks, and he just texted me again asking if I was still available. And then it came through. I don't really mind who I fought. I was like happy to fight like higher belts, lower belts. Just I wanted to fight basically. Even higher weight, you have to push that as well. I find like sort of training that hard recently, sort of last year and this year, kind of going out and actually testing yourself is in a competition sort of role. You can roll hard in the gym and beat people just because you know what the game is. but actually going out and doing it in front of a crowd, it's a lot more exciting as well. That's why we do it at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Why I personally do.
Yeah, and then obviously with you being on a card, I mean, I know that you like to do like the gi competitions, no gi competitions and stuff like that. What's your preference then? I mean, obviously you love the gi, I know you do. So what would, if you had a preference, what would it be?
Oh, totally no gi, yeah. Yeah.
Like it?
I give I give the gi a bit of stick sometimes, but I do like the gi. I do love the gi. I go
Yeah,
through phases. Like at the moment, I'm quite enjoying the gi because I'm playing a bit of X guard at the moment.
yeah,
Um, but like I love nogi. I like the fast pace of nogi. I like the wrestling side. I like sort of just being able to just. I like even like the leg locks and things like that. Like I love being like it's just a completely extra part to the game. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I think that's the way jiu-jitsu is actually going. Like always like all sub only events and things like that is just like do you
yeah,
want to get somewhere within jiu-jitsu apart from winning like sort of like Euros and the Worlds and all the stuff like that, like it seems to be down the nogi route.
yeah,
But yeah, probably nogi. But we've got a very good nogi team
yeah.
at MNBJJ, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. The guys, I think there's like sort of quite a few guys going down to Empire Grappling on the 20th. And we've got
Mhm.
Evolution Combat on the 19th, and the Scottish around the corner on the 5th. So it's like, but everyone seems to be applying for them. So like the actual competition team's getting bigger and bigger in the gym.
Yeah,
That's really good to see.
yeah. Absolutely love it. As I say, I love seeing it. I mean, the young guys coming through, and Marcos is I mean, there's some terrifying young kids coming through. And us older guys, I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Obviously, we go in and
All the
if,
guys.
well, yeah, okay, right. Me being an older guy, but we see these kids coming through. I mean, they're like 17, 18, 19. Like, I mean, Arouge, when he came over, was only, what, 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I think he's, what, about 19 now. But Arouge is fucking terrifying. Do you know what I mean?
He's shredded as well, and he's
Yeah,
strong. So I think he fights at about 73 kilos or something.
yeah,
And honestly, you think he's about 90.
yeah,
I like the speed that he goes at. It's like it's a perfect training partner because he never gives you a second.
yeah, yeah. Now he does it with me as well, man. He does all the. He loves to throw in like flying triangles or flying arm bars. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I'm just like, get off, man, get off. So, but awesome team that Mark has got. Definitely an awesome team. And then one guy that's going to be on the card that night, which will obviously be a guy that's quite close to your heart, John Malfin. So John Malfin does a lot of stuff for. He's part of the Royal Air Force Jiu-Jitsu team, and
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
reorg and stuff like that, which I know is obviously big on your heart.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, I was in the. I'm still kind of part. I do quite a bit with the Royal Marines Jiu Jitsu team. I kind of run the Royal Marines Reserve Jiu Jitsu team as well.
Yeah.
And Reorg obviously being a charity, it's quite close to like a lot of people on that. Like I really like Mark Ormond, the tribute amputee. I've rolled him quite a lot. He's a really good guy, but he's adapting his jiu-jitsu to be able to roll, which is with one arm basically. But
Yeah.
he's still catching that. Do you know what I mean? And I think just like it's spoke before, like mentally, I think a lot of guys when they leave the military, they maybe struggle with civilian life, not actually being able to find like something where they kind of fit in. Whereas you find jiu-jitsu, the complex nature of jiu-jitsu, have constantly got you thinking. If you like have any problems outside of life, outside of jiu-jitsu, sorry, as soon as you come to class, you forget about it because someone's trying to choke you out or break your arm, or you're trying to learn a new technique. I think that's basically what Real kind of goes through. But I know Sam Sheriff, who runs it, he's a good friend of mine. So
Yeah.
still talk to him quite a lot, contact quite a lot as well. So
Yeah. No, definitely. As I say, John Malfin, obviously, get a chat with John. As a big ambassador for obviously the armed services. Obviously, things that he does down south. From obviously trains out of Drake under Ashley Williams. So we'll definitely get a chat with him. As you two will definitely head it off. As I said, both fantastic guys and doing brilliant things, obviously for the armed services. So one thing I wanted to bring up, David, I normally look at people's Facebook. All right. Look for a funny picture or two. There is a few, right, but I think there's a couple I couldn't put up. So we've got one. So what we do is we bring it up, just say, explain a little bit more about what's happening, David. All right. So let me see if I can find this. So there we go, David. Tell us what's happening, because you've obviously got the mankini on, but not just the mankini, but you're all oiled up and everything.
yeah, so like so in the military when you first join, you get like the new guy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, basically, because I was like, oh, I think in that photo I must have been 60, 64 kilos, maybe from 63, maybe. So I was small. So I used to get the piss taken out of me for just being a small guy. And then fucking, I thought it'd basically be funny to get a mankini on, hold myself up, and do like a pose down. I didn't know I was even on there, man. How embarrassing. But I'm still shredded. I've still got the mankini as well, but I need to get
well, I had to go back a good few years to get this picture. As I said,
that was 2007.
Let me have a look. 2000 and I think. Let me see. In fact, I think it is. Yeah, 2007. In fact, 2008. 2008. Yeah. So, but there we go. Yeah, David Nash.
That could be my fight photo next time. Actually, I should have just said that. It's Evolution of Combat. Been hitting himself.
Yeah, well, listen. See if you turn up on the night on Evolution of Combat wearing that mankini. Yeah.
Like Craig Jones would wear. Like.
Yeah, definitely. So, but no, that's an awesome picture. Awesome picture. That's memories, man. Awesome memories. Do you know what I mean? I'd say there was a few pictures when I was going through. I was thinking, should I put that up? And then I was like, no, I can't, because there was one with a sock. I don't know if you remember the one with the sock.
Not remember years ago the sock challenge.
Yeah.
So that was the sock challenge. Like, so everyone was going around doing it, but I was filming back at the bottom, only a little bit, like. But that's back. I was doing MMA. So I was down at like, I think I was like 66 kilos, but I must be in like 25 or something. Yeah. So again, I was just a skinny, shredded little guy with a massive sock.
But that was when I was like, no, we can't put that up. It was before 9 o'clock, so I think we've probably got a watershed moment on YouTube. So, but no, listen, again, awesome memories. And then, what about you then? So, obviously, been in the game for a number of years. Obviously, you've trained with a lot of really, really fantastic people over the years. So, anybody then you want to shout out to? So, any kind of friends, family members, teammates, anything like that.
Just everyone at MNBJJ, like especially like sort of like the competition team, like the guys that are just kicking the shit on me every single day, and like making me improve myself. Big shout out to like Marcos, Chris, Nick, Jack, all the coaches as well. And then to my missus, she's always good to me. She actually lets me go training, so pretty good. I think you need a strong partner behind you, being able to actually let you go and train this much. So it's pretty good.
Nah, Obviously me. Nah, listen, I love watching you competing. As I said, I've seen you compete a number of times. Always love it watching you, and always buzzing to see what you're going to do. Whenever I see your name in a competition, I'm always like, yes, here we go. And I know we've had our chats before comps and stuff like that as well. So, so I always love that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you Saturday night. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be it's going to be good, mate. It's going to be good. As I said,
fight as well, mate. Get that done, and
then no, we're absolutely buzzing. Hopefully, I could get a chat with you after the fight as well. So, because I know we do the post-fight interviews, so hopefully we'll be able to grab you for a chat after the matchup as well. So, so there we go, guys. We're going to have David Nash, MNBJJ, up against Philip Tam. It's going to be this Saturday, the 19th of February, Evolution of Combat 11. Tickets are sold out, so get yourself onto the Evolution of Combat Facebook page. It'll take you through to live MMA, and you'll be able to order your pay-per-view, $9.99 for, as I said, some fantastic matchups. You've got some of the best grapplers in the UK on the card that night. Obviously, K1 kickboxing, and then rounding the night off with MMA, as I said, headlined by Sean Clancy Jr. and Aaron Leo for the title belt. So, David, I will see you on Saturday, buddy. Looking forward to it, as always.
Nice one, Steve. It's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot, mate.
Not a problem. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you Saturday, buddy.
Cheers, bud. Take care.
Bye-bye.